Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, November 25th, the day before Thanksgiving. And in case I forget later, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours, and we'll see you next week again. We'll start up some more videos. What am I doing today? I'm going to take the tires in, get them dismounted off of the wagon rims, and we'll take a good close look at these triple ribs for the front end of the Ford 850 tractor and see if we want to fool with using them. The more I look at them, the more I'm kind of not sure. Got a lot of weather cracking around the edges of the sidewalls, and this one has a big ding in it right there where something's caught it and snagged it. So anyway, we'll see what the tire shop says. Of course, they'll probably want to sell me some new ones. Anyway, on with this project today and a couple more. These old tires have got some pretty decent tread in them yet. Too bad they're rock hard and full of cracks. Those would have been a good tire to put on like a little two-wheel walk-behind tractor or something. So, yeah, unfortunately that's what happens when tires sit outside in the weather and they're made from synthetic rubber. Anyway, these rims are all going to end up on the hay wagon when we get working on that. So we'll have these orange ones and these other two sandblasted, powder coated, and then yeah, we'll get them on there, get some tires on them that we've got donated to us. So that's another future project coming up. Well, I'm back from the tire shop. Let's take a look and see what those tires look like. Okay, this is the damaged spot I was referring to, right where the tire sits on the bead. And if we get up here and roll the tire over, right there is a real nice ding in the tread, and there's another one right in the low spot, and you can see all that. You know, if I turn the camera and get it close enough and it'll focus, you can see all of that weather checking. And the sidewall isn't much better on either one of the tires. You can kind of, maybe you can see it. I don't know, up here it shows up a little bit better. I get the camera out of the way. You can kind of see it right through here. Pretty weather checked on both of the tires, so we'll see what we want to do. The inside of the tire looks to be pretty good, so we may go ahead and just finish running these tires out. But for about 60-70 bucks, I could get some new ones on there, which I may end up going that way. There's a lot of tread life left in these tires, and for a tractor, they'll work great. But for as much as we're going to use that tractor, I might put some new tires on it. It's got to have new rubber on the back end anyway, so we may just go that route and have new rubber all the way around on it. This is the sidewall of the other tire. You can see all those cracks running radially around the sidewall. Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to probably need new ones, because this, even up here in the tread, is pretty gnarly. There's a chunk missing right there. Yeah, so, well, yep, I think we're going to put a new set of rubber on the trailer, or on the 850 Ford tractor. And the reason why I said trailer is these are the matching rims that we're going to have sandblasted and powder coated up at Idaho Powder Coating. Next up today is arguing with that second strand of those little C7 lights that run down to the end of the picket fence there. These just aren't working because the fuse right in here in that plug is no good. what I'm going to do is change out this strand of lights for another strand that has a little bigger fuse in it, another 5 amp 120 volt fuse. It's about 3/4 of an inch long instead of little bitty micro jobs. And when I get that done, then I'm going to plug the white lights that are wrapped around the split rail cedar fence into the end of the new strand, and hopefully everything will light up tonight, because last night it had not so much light up. Putting these lights on the picket fence doesn't take near as long as wrapping them around that split rail cedar with all those little twink style lights. Yeah. So now we'll get the new ones on. Now there's one that's burned out, may not work so well, so we'll get it changed out. But I can plug all of this together, and with luck, once I make this connection right here, yep, everything's lit. Yay! While I was out changing the lights, I found a bunch of trash that the neighbors have dumped off on the place, including what appears to be a broken beer bottle. Yep, the top's busted. So somewhere out here in this grass alongside the road is a bunch of busted glass I'm going to be finding with my riding lawnmower. Next spring or yet this fall, I may come out and kind of trim some of this up a bit. Just depends on the weather. And here's some more trash for me to pick up. Yeah, I'm real impressed with this. But this is what is left of a sugar beet that has been topped. Yeah, that thing right there, that nets you about a teaspoon or so of sugar for the size of that. So that's how much sugar you can get out of one of these old beets. And here is some more trash. Popcorn chicken. Probably from Walmart. If I had to make it, yep, Walmart. You gotta love my neighbors. If it isn't the neighbors tossing their junk out on my place, it's something else. Good Monday morning, everybody. It is the 30th of November, 2020. It's the last day of the month, and this will be the last video for the month. I'm returning home to the farm. I've been to town already this morning and did a little business in town, including picking up that out there, yeah. So, anyway, we got a few projects we're going to be able to get done today. My shift is a later shift at the box store in town. And, yeah, they have thrown some hellacious hours at me the last 2 weeks. So, I haven't had much of a chance to do any of these videos. So, I must apologize for not getting one out last week. But I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving and didn't choke on the turkey bone. So, anyway, on we roll. we're going to cover this little gift here in the back in a second and get on to some more projects for the day. This very choice chunk of knot-free Douglas fir pine is a very nice 4-inch by 4-inch piece of lumber that we're going to use for a special project in our next video. If the weather behaves this week, I happen to have 2 days off coming up that is much deserved. And what I'll be doing is working on this vintage cultipacker. This thing is designed to break up clods in a field after it's plowed and discs don't work or whatever. And that wood beam I got is for the drawbar. That piece right here. So we're going to have to come up with some way to attach all that to a tractor, and we'll put this new 4x4 in there. I love the heat that the old coal-fired furnace provides, but I'm really tired of packing out these. This is called a clinker. This is kind of a glassy type substance of what is left over when the coal burns. And as you can see, I got a lot of rock, black rock, that doesn't burn in this batch. And you can kind of see how it's melded there on that side. Yeah, this stuff is actually a lot of sulfur in it, and this is some of the dust, and that dust is blowing all around right now because there's a issue with the bottom of the firebox. I had a company come in and clean out the furnace once, and they removed the plug that was around the fire pot where all this stuff burns, the coal, and it leaves this clinkers in behind. And when they did that, all of this ash is now getting down into the hot air system of the furnace and is blowing throughout the house. So it makes it dang impossible to keep the house clean and dust free. I dumped those clinkers out here in the driveway to fill in some low spots. And when you drive over these little rock hard clumps, or you think they're rock hard, anyway, they break down into smaller chunks, and that soot and ash ends up working real nice. It packs down in there fairly decent. So yeah, we end up with a nice level driveway after that gets crushed down and worked down a little bit from running over it. One of my friends and one of the participants that comes over regularly for our vintage ag day here at the farm, and I noticed today we were chatting right out there where my finger's pointing, or was pointing, is some green stuff coming up. That is some wheat that is coming up. We didn't get any planted this year, but we got some coming up that got spilled from a year ago. So next spring is what we're thinking. We'll have to get with Mike and or Paul and I will, or somebody will, and we'll get our wheat over here and we'll work up that section of the field and see if Mike wants to do a threshing bee. If not, we'll just plow that all up, the whole thing. And over here on this side, Paul and I were talking about it, the west side of the driveway there, it's got a lot of lumps in it and whatnot because of hard pan. So we need to get that broke up and taken care of as well. Here's a little something that we're going to have to deal with this next spring are some of these, what they call dead furrows. There's the happy finger. Anyway, that right there, that dark streak there, those are called dead furrows. We're going to have to do something about that because there's a bunch of them out through here. And more so than just on the west side of what I call the driveway, which is right here in front of us. In fact, if I was over yonder, that way you would see this same thing going on right here, out there on the east side of the driveway. Anyway, we're going to have to get something in here, work that up, level it out, and whatnot, so we can be ready to go again for next year. I may not do it today because it's getting a little late in the day. As you can tell, the shadows are getting pretty long, and it's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon. If I can get back to the farm tomorrow by 3, and if the weather is nice, I might break out the riding lawnmower and take care of some of this weed and whatever that's growing out here. I did not mow that this summer here on the north end here in this little waterway area for these trees, because there is sage growing out there. Yeah, it smells like wet sagebrush out in the desert, but it is, I believe it is anyway, sage that you do some cooking with. So we may be harvesting some of that and selling it at our little farm store. Well, that's going to take care of this month's video. This is the end of November, and probably by this time you see it, it'll be the 1st of December. Anyway, appreciate you all, and please give us a thumbs up, give us a thumbs down. Let us know in the comments what you like, don't like, what you want to see, what you don't want to see on these videos. And yeah, we'll keep them coming and try to do our best to accommodate you on it. As always, don't forget, right down there, click on that little subscribe thing and the little bell right next to it, and click on the word all after you click the bell so you can get notified every time there's a new one of these videos out. Don't mean to be harping on it, but the more the merrier. And don't forget to share all these videos with your friends and let them know on Facebook or whatever other social media you guys are using out there. So, that said, catch up with you in December. Y'all have a good one now.